Welcome to the Gridiron Glory. Hello, welcome to the Gridiron Glory podcast with our host here, Will Wickert, Tad Dorsey, here to bring you another great edition of the Gridiron Glory, where we cover all 32 NFL teams. So we're going to get into a Week 1 recap between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals, where the New England Patriots went on the road in this game in Cincinnati, Ohio, and stunned the NFL world. They were up 10-0 at the half in this game, and they still ended up. They did end up getting outscored 10-6 in the second half, but still, nonetheless, not a super flashy game from either one of these teams. Joe Burrow, probably the biggest question mark, 21 of 29, 164 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Jacoby Brissett, kind of the same thing, really. I mean, both of the quarterbacks didn't really do a whole lot. Ramondre Stevenson with the one rushing touchdown. And then same with Zach Moss for Cincinnati. Besides that, the kickers did the rest of the work. So what I really took away from this game is what's going on with Cincinnati, for one. But second of all, shout out to head coach Jerod Mayo, who is now 1-0 in the NFL. And, he definitely, with a new system and everything and a new implementation of Jacoby Brissett being the quarterback. And, obviously during the offseason, a lot of people thought Drake May, was probably going to go in there and probably be the starter. And we figured New England was probably going to go in there and just start developing Drake May right off the bat. But in my opinion, that probably would have been more really of a disservice to Drake May, So I think the best move that New England could have made was sticking with Jacoby Brissett being the guy. And, for the current moment of right now, that's what they're going to stick with, the veteran quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. So, and I feel like the best thing you can do in this situation is, just try to develop Drake May off of the bench. So, with that being said, and I mean, Jacoby Brissett even rushed for, he had 7 carries for 32 yards. So certainly you can't necessarily put Brissett on a level of like Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes necessarily, but he can definitely be mobile. He can definitely be very mobile as a quarterback. So yeah. I'm very interested to see what the Patriots might be able to build off of this. I'm very interested to also see how does Cincinnati bounce back from this.
Yeah, I mean, as I was watching this game, like late in the second half, I was just thinking to myself, when is Cincinnati going to look like Cincinnati? Because they really didn't look like the Joe Burrow-led Cincinnati Bengals that we've grown accustomed to. This was arguably the most surprising game of the week in my eyes. I mean, you got a Bengals team looking to prove that with Joe Burrow healthy, you're a contender in the AFC once again after you miss out on the playoffs after Burrow gets injured last year, and now you got your guy back. You even get Jamar Chase playing as well. And of course, we have the whole Jamar Chase situation with his contract, missing a lot of practice, missing a lot of training camps. So it was a question mark how Jamar Chase would look. And I mean, he had 6 catches for 62 yards, which is a respectable enough stat line. But from a guy like Jamar Chase, I think you'd expect a little more than that. I mean, you'd expect like bigger plays, you'd expect a touchdown. So feels like Cincinnati just left a whole lot on the table. And you do have to give a lot of credit to the Patriots defense for holding them down. I mean, it wasn't all Cincinnati just not looking great. That was certainly a factor, but the Patriots defense was a big reason for that. You got guys like Jawan Bentley with his 12 tackles. You got 2.5 sacks from Kalon White. That's a big playmaker they have there. And I mean, it's just like their defense was just making plays the entire game. You got a big performance there. You stop the Bengals on third down very well. You make all these plays. You only allow 70 rushing yards and 154 passing yards. So that's just a very big start for the Mayo-led defense, and just a testament to the culture he's trying to build in his first game as coach for the New England Patriots, it's off to a success. And of course, we don't know how they're going to continue to look moving forward. I mean, it could be an up and down season for the Patriots, but it's off to a really impressive start. And it looks like you've got a team that's learning how to win. And when you got a chance to win a game like this and your defense just makes plays the entire time and just sticks ahead of a team like Cincinnati, who's expecting to be a contender in the AFC. That's just a really impressive start for the New England Patriots, and I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they looked in week 1 of the NFL season. A very surprising win, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Absolutely, they deserve a lot of credit. They went out there and they played a really good, for the most part, pretty good game of football. Especially on the defensive side of the ball. Shout out to Keon White, who recorded 2.5 sacks, had 2 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. So shout out there for being able to go out there and provide big explosive plays and trying to do what he needed to do to disrupt Joe Burrow and that Cincinnati offense. So I feel like Keon White definitely played a big part in that game at times. So so Patriots go out here. They win this game 16-10, 1-0. Cincinnati 0-1. Up next for New England, they play the Seahawks. And for Cincinnati, they play at Kansas City. So a very interesting game that will be. Yeah, so 16-10. Patriots take it over the Bengals. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Let us know what you think down below. Thank you for watching the Gridiron Glory, where we cover all 32 teams.